That if you're just learning the Paco de Lucia and Camarón repertoire, they were saying that some of that they were preconceived chord changes and melodies that lined up with that. So if you're learning just the Paco de Lucia and Camarón stuff, you're not actually learning flamenco because you're only learning one particular song that stands alone on itself.
That's very hilarious thing, man. It is a joke or it's a real thing?
Someone's really thinking it. At the same time, I knew what they're talking about, and I didn't know how to respond to that because it's.
Yeah.
I just tried to say that that's not exactly the case, but I knew what they were talking about.
Yes, the example, that is a very good question, this one. The answer is this very simple thing. Camarón is the most prominent singer of all times, right? And Paco de Lucia is the most prominent guitar player of all times, right? When they record, say, Calle Real album, Marbulería there, did they train it to plan what they will do, or they just play por derecho, straightforward, and play the spontaneous flamenco there? What they did? Did they plan everything like classic music, or they played real flamenco spontaneous? I ask you.
I would say it's probably a spontaneous, but they had some guidelines of where they might go.
Basics, probably.
Yes, but the performance was planned.
No.
Or it was with the element of improvisation that exists in flamenco.
The improv. Yeah.
And then, therefore, if I record that and I take that example as an example, how is that I cannot learn the real thing? You see? This argument is defeated in 2 steps. Pam and pam. Two clubs there. Very easy to defeat. Because there is one thing. First, Camarón de la Isla, most prominent singer of all times. One. Second, Paco de Lucia is most prominent guitar player of flamenco contemporary of all. Right? And then, second thing, when they record that, they were improvising also and playing proper spontaneous thing. Then, if I take that recording as an example to what can happen on the stage, how is that this is wrong? How is it? Also, we will not learn that as classic music. We are saying this Camarón record, this is the example of one thing. And now, once you learn 25 albums, how is that I didn't learn how to play for Cante with that? How? You tell me how. The proof is, in Málaga, we will do that. With the singer in live, here there is no singer, that's why we don't do it. But in Málaga, from June on, we will do examples also with singer. And then the singer will sit there, and then we will see if we can play the Cante thing or not with the Camarón record. That's another argument of the people that has inferiority complex. They have problem. They have problem because they feel inferior already. So they have to pull out this argument that, well, you know, why I should study the Camarón thing if the singer at the real in the real performance he will do another lyric. He will not do that one. They said that. That's what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they taught?
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yes. And then the answer is very simple. I have here 25 albums by Camarón with Paco de Lucia. And once you learn that, then you learn 25 albums of spontaneous playing examples, isolated, that now you will unite, and the test will be when you played with the real actual singer there. And then you will use the knowledge of all this thing applied to that particular different example that was created there. Because those that you already studied were also created in the same way. So you see, it's so clear. This technique is very clear. That's why we learned the discography. But what's the real reason why they said that?
Because they're, like you said, probably...
To do what? What's the reason?
They
don't know.
They don't, or they haven't done it themselves, and they're perhaps... I don't want to say, but yeah, they're not...
No, just say it freely. There's no problem.
But it's not on the internet, though, right?
There is no Holy Inquisition here. We are free to speak.
Yeah.
This is just an opinion, what I'm saying. It's your opinion, his opinion. We are free to speak the truth, or whatever you think is the truth, right? I am saying mine, and you are free to say yours. Yeah. Internet was created for the freedom of speech, not to do censure things, right? Originally, now it became another thing, but we use it in the proper way, which is to give knowledge and to make others get and receive this knowledge and assimilate it freely, with freedom. We are based on freedom. If there are some, for example, you see comments on their videos or anything that has to be approved, that was because some people was speaking very impolitely there, bad words and this is a cultural channel. That happened when we were in the conservatory. And some people say bad words there, and this is a thing that is a cultural channel. We cannot allow that. At the beginning, it was open to everyone, any comment. But when some people start insulting there and these things, then it has to be the publicity department have to put this block there to these people, not because we don't like freedom of speech. We accept any opinion, but we want to have polite behavior, right? Someone speak with bad words, it's not acceptable that you post a comment like that, and that's the reason why. That's why I'm explaining. I am not afraid. The only reason why these people say by learning the Camarón record you don't learn to play for cante is one.
For cante is
for singing. They said that because they want to do away with the real thing, which is to do it. Once you learn, and I tell you one thing, and Paco de Lucia himself, you can ask him in person. He's coming now, 25 of June. You ask him in person, and he will tell you, if you learn the Camarón thing, you learn everything that can be possibly there in cante. And the proof is that every other singer that exists nowadays is based on that. And the same applies for the guitar. So now how can you defeat that argument? That's not possible. That's why these people is trying to search plausible rationalizations to remain in ignorance. We don't want to remain in ignorance. We want to go to the higher stage of performance and eventually teaching, composing, etc. This Paco's technique is the only techniques that offer you this freedom to have a choice. When you don't have knowledge, you don't have choice. When you have the knowledge, then you can be free. Only then. Otherwise not. And that's why this is the best technique.